Peace and Black Power, family. Welcome to another episode of October Daily Reflections with your brother Knowledge Online. Make sure you take a moment to subscribe, www.youtube.com/Do Knowledge Radio. That's DOTHAKNOWLEDGERADIO. Check us out at our website, e-commerce site, www.DoKnowledgeRadio.com. So today is day 3. 3 in my culture represents understanding. Understanding is to see things clearly for what they are and not for what they appear to be. And my word to begin the day is purpose. And purpose is reported as to be defined as the reason for which something is done or created or which something exists. As a noun, as a verb, having one's intention or objective. Now, some of the things that are synonymous with purpose are motive, motivation, grounds, cause, impetus, occasion. Some of the words intended or synonymous with the noun are intend, mean, aim, plan, design. And the sentences are powerful. The purpose of the meeting is to appoint a trustee. And the next sentence states, God has allowed suffering, even purposed it. Amazing. So as we look at today, we look at purpose. One of my favorite scenes in The Matrix, Matrix 2, is after Neo was speaking with the Oracle. After he consulted the Oracle, he was confronted with his enemy. And his enemy came to him, unified of purpose. Everyone in Neo's world was different. Everyone, even in his resistance, that had unified under the banner of resistance, was different. Everyone in the agent's world was the same. They looked the same, they act the same, they walked the same, they talked the same. And he said it's purpose that defined them, purpose that connected him. Neo was still looking for choice. And in his world that he was fighting to save, the enemies of the world that they reported had already had the purpose. They knew their purpose ever since they were made. And he thanked him. He said, I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew where I was supposed to go to, but something kept calling me back and defying what he thought his purpose was, opened up a new one for him. So when you look at your purpose, when we go back to the reported definition, it says the reason for which something is done, created, or which something exists. This is something that was understood. And while you have an enemy that already found their purpose, you exist on the other side trying to find your purpose, running from your purpose, questioning your purpose, at a tug of war and odds with your purpose on the planet. You were born for a purpose, on purpose. So it says the reason for which something is done or created, for which something exists. What is the reason you exist? That's purpose. Why were you created? What are you doing here? Equal sign, purpose, why something is done. Why these ancestral lineages converge together at one point to make the Big Bang, and you manifest as a result. this purpose, on purpose, for a purpose. This purpose, on purpose, for a purpose. Back to that definition. The purpose of the meeting is to appoint a trustee. Two bloodlines got together, matriarchal and patriarchal, or four bloodlines converged. Matriarchal, patriarchal, maternal, matriarchal, patriarchal, paternal converged together. And the sum total of that experience manifested in two people, those two became one. And that purpose was to continue on the lineages from our sojourn to the Americas. Our purpose became different. The purpose was survival until there was no longer that point. The purpose was sacrifice so that the next generations would continue to live. We come from warring factions that had now united under the banner to be life-affirming and life-sustaining. That's a purpose. That's purposeful. That's on purpose. This is, the real exploration of the star constellations, charting the days and the weeks, the reason for the almanac. So just as you are looking as a farmer, as we spoke the previous day, on the time and the season to plant the crops, our ancestors were purposeful in regards to life. And those actions that sustain life, they came together for that particular purpose. So what is your purpose? Entrepreneurial, they'll ask you, what is your why? They'll ask you, what's your why? They're asking you, what's your purpose? What's your motivation? What's your motive? What's your grounds? What's your cause? What's your impetus? What's the occasion? So they want to know if this is something that is fleeting or is something you want to see through. You can see something through an occasion. On that particular occasion, you could commit to a particular purpose, aim, or goal. What is the impetus? What's pushing you? What's the cause? What grounds? All of these things speak to the legal and lawful and scientific and natural ramifications behind your participation. This is what it is. The purpose of the meeting is to appoint a trustee. You are the trustee of your bloodline. You are the ambassador of the sum total of your ancestral experience. So the meeting that took place and its purpose, its foundation, was to appoint a trustee, one who would take charge, one who could be entrusted. Trust is the root word. Trustee, one who could be entrusted with the rights, lives, and benefits of the ancestral life-affirming cycle. That's the grounds, that's the cause, that's the occasion, that's the motive, and that's the motivation. Having one's intention or objective, God allowed suffering, even purposed it. God has allowed suffering, okay? So there's a purpose in the suffering on the path to finding purpose. You suffer. Even purposed it. So meaning intended for it to come into fruition. Pain is a miracle. In the military, they told us that pain is weakness leaving the body. Like an exorcism. Having one's intention or objective. What's your intention? What's your objective? What's your goal? What's your mission? Are you just here? Your birth story is not intact. Your ancestral connection is not intact. So you're just wandering around aimlessly without purpose. But when you find that purpose, whatever that purpose is, you begin to live. And you live every single day of your existence in the physical realm tied to that purpose, whatever that purpose is, until a higher purpose replaces the previous purpose. So you might be out and have a whole bunch of experiences and say, oh, okay, I thought this was it. I thought that was it. I thought this was it. I thought that was it. Those purposes melt together in something that is called experience. So experience is something I deal with tomorrow. But for now, I need to deal with purpose. And having a purpose and being purposeful and existing in a place where you can continue to grow in your purpose, and your purpose becomes something that you're so obsessed with that you won't allow anything for any other purpose in your life other than to reach and obtain your goals. So whatever your goals, your aims, and objectives are, move towards them. It's the reason for the season. It's hard. It tells you that God allows suffering, even purpose did. So even your creator, even your ancestral lineage, want to make sure that when you find that purpose, and that purpose is tied to the goal, and on that pathway to your goal, when you achieve that goal, you're so in tune with it that you are hungry for your next mission. So that, I say peace, love, black power. This has been day 3 of this 31-day challenge, and the topic of conversation was purpose. So go in purpose and be purposeful. All right, that's motivation right there. Obsession plus productivity equals greatness. True indeed. Be purposeful. Live in your purpose.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. Night in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the
motive is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.